Hello. Um, I just wanted to finally get to make a video in my new home. Ah! 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 Oh, it felt so good. I'm like holding back tears because like not only is the national freaking force behind me, but I can think. I can actually fucking. I'm like truly holding back tears. I don't know if I can be able to hold it back too long, but like my God, like there is hope out there. These trials that we go through as human beings. If you think you are alone, you are not. Like look at these eyes. Like you are never alone. You are never ever going to be left behind. Okay? If you are a good freaking heart and soul, if you came here on a freaking mission to do good by other people. Sorry, this is getting blurry. I guess the universe is like, oh, I know. I probably should turn the light on. I don't know. I just want to get the natural light because it's so pretty. You are not alone. I never know where to look. Like, I'm used to using my camera, but it's in my big container out in my land, in a different state. God, I just feel so. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the love that I have received in this time. It's such a tumultuous time for people. This is not normal. This is not normal what people have gone through. I don't know, I just want to tell people they're loved. Okay, this is not normal. What I'm trying to tell you is that there has been events, okay? I want you to hear me clearly. If you're with me this far and you've held, I don't even know what I'm saying. If you're with me, you understand the energies that we have faced as a society. And it's very world spread, but I'm talking about in America right now. These are events that are beyond human understanding, like the normal, like old world human understanding. And I was part of that world too. I was a part of that puzzle. But there are people, souls that are here that weren't meant to stay in that puzzle anymore, because no matter what was to happen, we were going to be elevated back into a remembrance of our soul, a true soul, okay? And it was, I'm not used to, I'm still still trying to get used to being on camera, like, because I had the worst throat chakra blockage, like terrible freaking blockage. It was just awful. So if I'm like a little like well, I don't even know, I'm still getting comfortable in my own personal power, like acceptance and love for my journey and how far I have come. And I'm here right now because I'm trying to get this message out. Like, I'm trying to get this channel, like whatever the heck is coming on to me, that I feel it. Okay, this energy, I might have to edit this video, because if you know, you know. Oh, man, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be here talking to you, because I didn't believe in myself my entire life. I just feel so emotional. Sorry. It's like, I'm not sorry, I'm just like, I'm feeling so many things that people are feeling, like the holes that people have been trapped into for so long. They're all coming out through the crevices. They're starting to see light, and they're like, what is out there? Have I been lied to? Am I actually greater than I could have ever imagined I'd be? These people around me were just trying to coerce me and corral me to be like them. They didn't want me to be great. But you know what? I am greatness. I've seen it. I've seen myself in other timelines, in other lives, in other universes. Of course I'm great. Of course you are great. You're great. Your greatness walking on this earth. Oh, so I'm proud of you for making it this far. I'm proud of you for escaping and believing there's more. I'm proud of you for that. Whoever you are, whoever I'm speaking to, I am proud of you for taking on this journey. You're a strong freaking person. You're strong. This is my first video in this new house. This was a divine placement. I didn't think I'd ever get out. There was a part of me that was like, am I going to get out? Am I going to be targeted for the rest of my life? Am I going to be killed by frequencies and mold and be constantly monitored? Is this my life? That's truly were the thoughts that were in my head. I felt sick. I was sick. All kinds of ailments. And I'd already survived one horrible disease, but yet I was now in an environment where I could not thrive, that was just slowly eating me alive. Me and my boyfriend, we were being eaten alive. We were being tested in some sick game, some type of like mental psyop to like truly push us to the edge. And I'll never forget when we were leaving, we did a secret move. We knew we were being monitored. That was the thing, is that like this government neighborhood that we would somehow not, it's never a coincidence, somehow managed to end up in, you know, like they're all freaking Lockheed Martin. Like they were all with NASA and Lockheed and all these like agencies, you know, everybody, our neighbors were always wanting to know what we were doing, what we were up to. And they weren't even our friends. None of them were normal. Like they didn't even want to like hang out. For 5 years they didn't want to hang out. They just would be so weird. It was weird suburban neighborhood that like was just, you could sense the lies, you could sense the nefarious activities. Like the people in the neighbor didn't even have stuff in their houses. It was empty. Our neighbor had nothing in his house. And it wasn't just a minimalist lifestyle. Okay, there was nothing in his home. It was like a shell. And before we left, we started seeing moving trucks, like white moving trucks. Like they were like, okay, this part of the chapter is coming to a close now. And they were just like secretly moving people, like agents, out of the neighborhood in the early mornings. Like, I mean, this is like strategy, man, like military 100%. Like, and, you know, we got to a point where we were really good with technology. And we were really good at like keeping our devices secure, and we turned off all the cameras inside, and we were just we got to a point just like we were tired. We were so tired of being watched. And I'm not just talking watched in the sense of like, you know, people monitoring your phones. You know, I'm talking like we were like mice in a cage. Because they knew we were different. We had seen things. And when I think about it, if I was them, I'd want to watch me too. I want to know what they were up to. I want to know who they were. What kind of context they had, you know, with these extraterrestrials. I'd want to know. So when I think about this in an intelligent, logical way as like the other team, I 110% would want to know everything about these people. I would be pushing them. I'd be testing them in whatever ways I could. And that is exactly what happened. But in the end, we overcame. We even when we were being, these frequencies, the dirty electricity that was in this house with the mold, and the house just the house was crumbling. It was breaking. I even believe it was like starting to dip into the foundation. You couldn't even put something in the wall without the nail, like just the wall crumbling. And I mean, this is caused from, I know, from humidity, and that was a whole other thing too. Like, the landlord didn't even want to do anything. It was almost like he's part of it. He was. To see how far we could be pushed psychologically. It didn't start off like this, though. This experience, it did not start off like this. Now, when I think it back on it, I can laugh. It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. It is ridiculous that shit exists, that those kind of things can happen to people. But it does happen. There are people being monitored out there for seeing insane shit, for being involved or having a mind that is visionary, that is innovative. If you don't believe in this type of surveillance, then you need to start opening your mind and looking outside. And if you're with me this long, you definitely know what's up. You know what's up. And now the source of all sources has me in a home where I'm safe, where I've got nature behind me. I don't have to struggle to think anymore. I can actually like not have brain fog. I can be creative and free. I'm a painter, guys, too. Like, I painted this. This is a painting. I didn't even know what it was until I was done, but I had a download about it. After I painted it, I realized that these are the blue beings that we see. Can you see this? I'm supposed to drop this now. This is a blue being who came out. I do intuitive painting. Let me push this forward. Yeah, this is hard to get a good... It's okay. This is a blue being, though, over here. And this is a coronus mass injection coming from the sun. And they come out when... It's crazy. I looked it up online. I had this download about what my painting was. I usually figure out what the painting is after I've done it. And it equates to what happens when the sun pushes out its solar flares, and all this rainbow of light comes out, all these different colors, kind of like a big sea blasts out. And it's quite beautiful, but you see the whiteness in the middle of the corona, you know, when the solar flare comes out. And I painted this right around when we moved into the solar maximus that we are in right now. And it can be scary because what a extreme solar flare can do, especially a coronus like mass ejection can do, is it can take us back to the Stone Age. Like, all technology would be gone, wiped out. We'd have no way of communicating with anybody, not even by satellite. Like, everything in the sky would start falling to earth. It would be living hell. Like, people would not know what to do with themselves. It would become like zombie apocalypse 10.0, like, but without zombies. Just a lot of violence. It'd be bad, guys. But this, I didn't sense that from this painting. That is what they were communicating to me. It was more like hope. Hope in the vibrations, the changes, the portals, the walking into different timelines. I was meant to not stay where I was because it was falling to pieces. My vibration itself was too high for that location, and whatever forces were trying to trap me there, it was never going to last. My willpower is too strong. My healing is too much. And even though I felt like I was in hell when I was moving, because it was a mind game. Like, me and my boyfriend have talked about this. We would go back to the house when we were doing this like secretive move, and we'd start to feel happy. You come back in, you're like, oh, I actually like this place. I miss it. And it's like all these like weird feelings start to pile up, and you're like, what is going on? This place is a dump. Like, what is wrong with us? And we couldn't figure out like this mind war that was happening with this place. It was so odd, so peculiar, because we are adventurous people. We are not the types to just lay over and die or like give in to poop. You know, I mean, we're just not. We're warriors. Like, it's just crazy. Like, and that just proves to me more how unstoppable a force we are. They couldn't even keep us there. Our willpower to escape and become who we're supposed to become was way stronger. They did not anticipate that, the power that we held. They were throwing, we even said to each other, they were like, I think they threw every electronic weapon they had at us, every beam strength frequencies, and like we still got up and walked. Like there was times where our headaches and migraines and sickness and like flu, we were like dizzy, and just radiation that was in that place. We took measurements. It was just so high. It was so ridiculously high. Ghost hunters would have been like, what the fuck? Like they would have been like, what is this place? Like this is definitely a portal. Like I think we even opened up portals in that house when we were doing magic and stuff. I mean, like it was just a vortex, a circular vortex that took us down into the deepest shadows, and then we just like climbed back out of when we were done being hermits. We were like, okay, time to get out now. Like time to get the F out of here so we can go become who we're supposed to become. Like it's just crazy. And I every time I try to tell the story, there's so many details that I want to go into, but I can't do it on video. Like I'm gonna have to write it down. It's just absurd. Absurd that they would come at us like this power, this invisible force that I could not, that was outside of myself, that they would come at us like that. Like this is not human. This is non-human intelligence we're dealing with. Not just government agencies or signal reduction teams. Like this is like full on like otherworldly interference. Oh, it was nasty. And then I was sitting in this new home that just magically, I knew it. I followed divine guidance always. And like when this house popped up, I was like, that's it. We're getting the heck out of here. We're going to another town, another place, completely different. And it was so peaceful. I mean, literally the national forest is behind me right now. There's tons of outlets that work. There isn't weird humming coming from them. We can play music in our studio and the music sounds better. There isn't flash. The lights were not even flashing anymore. Like we would be making music and I thought the power was going to like fucking explode. We saw at one point we saw the panel before we had somebody come in and fix it. We begged the landlord. It's a fire hazard. We saw fire fly out of it. Like this is no joke. This place was like crazy. The amount of regulations that were being looked past while we lived there, and we could not leave. Like I'm telling you guys, like the power of exhaustion, of mental fatigue, of just like depression that we were in. I sat and watched TV for a whole year. I was so depressed. I was so sick. Like I had no will in me for an entire year, maybe 2 years. Just did not know. Our money was dwindling. We were really well off, and like that is what got us through, like this weird time of just sitting and staring at the wall. Like we literally stared at walls. We were talking about it, my boyfriend and I. We were like, what did we do for 4 years or 3 before we went out to land and got land, which was the whole beginning of this whole like surveillance thing, is when we decided to go out and get land. It all began. But like, and when we got back, it was just circus out. But there was a time in this house that was normal. I remember it. But then it was no more. God, the outlets work. We're so amazed by the things that are working in this house. The things that are normal. The things that the houses should have. There's things houses should have that are just normal. It's crazy. I'm just rambling. Oh my God, I'm at 21 minutes. I'm rambling because the story is so crazy. We were saying on the ride to this new home that what is it like? I'm trying to talk. I don't know. I think I'm just mentally, when I talk about this, I'm literally mentally exhausted even talking about it, because it's done. I want you all to know this is the past. Where I'm at right now is not that anymore. I have been literally saved. I saved myself. I saved him. He saved himself. We were divinely guided. We were taken out of a hole and put into paradise. Literally, our house is off of a road called Paradise. Like, what the hell? Paradise? And then the name of like the road that we are on off of Paradise is like related to the serpent. It's literally like the ancient word for serpent. I was like, Because that's who we are. We are magicians. We are powerful magicians meant to come into this world and do great things to help many people. And that has been something I've known a long time, but that torment that we went through was otherworldly. God, I'm just like, there was so much. I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. I wanted to do a video talking about this, but I went all over the place. Went all over the place. I think I'm so teared up because I'm so, like I said earlier, grateful that there are people and beings that care about me. Even though I have had no friends, no community for a long, long time, I've gotten the time to heal myself, to heal the child within, so that I can become greater. I can sing freely, I can create freely, I can express freely, and I can be free. And if you are feeling trapped or harassed or targeted or depressed, like, don't lose the spark of hope, of faith, of the knowing within your soul. Great things will come from those who persist and believe. Do not forget this, because I am living proof that your world can be shaken up in a second. It will be shook. And all you can do is keep moving forward. You have to keep moving forward. You have to keep trying, even when you wonder what is the point. Because you have purpose. You have a reason to be here, and I'm here to tell you that. And I love you. Oh man, I need to probably make another video and try to maybe re-streamline this. I don't know. It's tough for me to talk about. I think that's what I have a hard time talking about this. There's another outlet under there. How many freaking cool outlets are in this house? I've never seen so many amazing working outlets. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm on this crazy big patio, and there's an outlet under. I don't need the key to that. That's so cool. Wow. But yeah, let me redo another video and see if I can maybe spice it up a little bit more. I don't know, maybe streamline the storyline. Love you.